There's something strangely emotional about apartment hunting because you're not just looking for a place to live, you're searching for the version of yourself that's supposed to exist there. Today, we're touring apartments, judging layouts like professionals, pretending we understand luxury amenities and trying not to fall in love with places out of our budget. First stop today is 1001 Broad Street, a building that immediately caught my attention with its modern style, prime location, and the promise of a city living done. The first unit I'm touring is a one bedroom, and immediately I notice how bright the space feels. The layout is simple and functional, which honestly makes such a difference when you're thinking about day to day living. The kitchen flows right into the living room, making the apartment feel bigger than it is, and the window brought in a lot of natural light. This is the right unit for someone living alone who still wants a modern city luxury feel without too much maintenance. The second unit has a completely different vibe. This one feels more elevated and a little more spacious, especially in the living area. The layout makes more sense for hosting friends or even working from home because there's better separation between spaces. One thing I've learned while apartment hunting is that square footage alone doesn't matter. The flow of the apartment changes everything, and this layout definitely uses the space better. We are now in a different unit, and the difference is immediately noticeable. This two bedroom layout feels more open, more intentional, and honestly more future life coded. This floor to ceiling window with incredible views almost got me distracted from the rent price for a second. I also pay attention to the little things people forget during tours: closet space, kitchen storage, lighting at night, and whether the apartment actually feels like somewhere you would want to come home to after a long day. Some apartments photograph beautifully online but feels cold in person, and that's something you only notice once you're physically there. We are now at the Laurel in Rittenhouse Square, and I must say, this one comes with a luxury price tag. This one bedroom starts around 4100 a month, and while the finishes are undeniably high end, the apartment itself feels surprisingly empty personality wise. Everything looks polished and expensive, but it almost feels like a luxury hotel suite instead of an actual home. And that is something apartment hunting has taught me really quickly. Expensive doesn't automatically mean memorable. Sometimes a place can have every luxury amenities imaginable and still feels cold the second you
I'm trying
walk
to
in.
see if the
And last but not least, we're touring the Atlantic, which is a sister property to the 1001 Broad Street. And you could definitely feel the similarity in the overall luxury style and atmosphere. What immediately stands out to me here are the amenities. The building leans into the elevated lifestyle experience with spaces that makes you feel like you're living in a private member club instead of a regular apartment building. The unit itself feels modern, clean, and comfortable. But what made this property more appealing was the balance. It feels luxurious without trying too hard. And unlike some of those other apartments, I could actually picture myself building a routine here. At this point of the tour, I realize I'm not just looking for an apartment anymore. I'm paying attention to how each place makes me feel. After touring all these apartments, I realize apartment hunting is honestly part excitement, part illusion, and part emotional damage. Every building had something completely different to offer. Some had incredible amenities, some had beautiful layouts, and some were just aggressively overpriced with good lighting. But more than anything, this experience reminded me how important it is to find a place that actually feels like you, not just a place that looks good online.